content for children. Just got home 5 minutes ago. Dude, you gotta relax. Enjoy life. Watch the grass grow. $153. We jumped up real quick. Cool beans. Yep, Doc, Kathy says you better join up because she's going to be mad at you. All right, so let's just jump on and get started. Why not? Let's get the ball rolling. Can somebody please check and see if YouTube is up and running? I'm going to turn this just a tiny bit so we can see that better. There we go. Let's turn this one just a tiny bit. See if they can see that one better. There you go. All right, sit right back here. I'm good to go. All righty. Let's get ready to rumble. All right. It is. All right, good. Let's get started. Oh, yeah. Well. Year-to-date profit and loss. Wow, gotta love it. So, I got a big fat chunk of money to spend next week. FXKHY. Thanks for your help, sir. Okay. Cirrus, ICP, P-bar, fetch, let's go. Wow. Shayla. I don't think I heard of any of those. I feel bad about that, you know, because I'm all for it. I am all for. Okay, get the trusty old book out, open it up, see what we're looking at today. All right, this one's specifically for you, Doc. This is what you missed today. Look at that. Okay, 14, 11, 10, 11, 28, 30, 13, 10. Nice. Unfortunately, all you guys, Doc is the only one who knows what those numbers mean. So, Allison, let James know we finished his sauce. Cool beans. All right. I like to cook. So that was a message for my honey. All right, let's see where we are. All right, so let's get started. Fascinating football. How is the weekend going? Slow. I did absolutely almost nothing today. I took a look at a lot of ETFs and did a lot of interesting trading scenarios with ETFs. Now, ETFs I usually stay away from because basically they're electronically traded funds and they don't really concentrate on dividends or income whatsoever. They just concentrate on what do you call it, the overall performance of whatever stock is in that ETF at the moment. So I went and dissected and I did a little bit interesting scenarios. Let's put it that way. Interesting trading strategies with ETFs. Some of the numbers I came up with, which is nuts. Okay, so I'm doing a little bit interesting trading come Monday. Coming next week, I'm going to do some interesting trading scenarios just to see if I'm right. Now, for you guys, when I tell you, you all, now I've been trading for over 20 years. Okay, I still paper trade. I do. Okay, now these numbers and these ETFs I went over this weekend, I just wanted to find out, you know, what would happen if. Hey, Mike, how you doing? Great, always good to try new stuff. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. So I was looking at the numbers, and the numbers just seem a little unrealistic. So I'm going to open up another paper trading account for this one particular trading strategy that I just came up with. I'm kind of curious to see how it goes. I'm also want to figure out how to do a spreadsheet on it because it's kind of a not your normal everyday type of trades. So that being said, kind of recruiting anybody if they're good at making spreadsheets. Anyway, let's get started. See what we're doing. Apparently, I have two stocks that I'm bringing into next week. Okay, and that would be Comcast and Walgreens. So everything, use ChatGPT to help you with that. Shayla, if I only knew how to use ChatGPT. You remember, I write stuff down. I have a book. Okay, I have a book that I write stuff down only because I don't trust computers. More times than I'd like to admit, I hit a wrong button and erased everything I just did. I was writing a book, I kid you not, and I was like 20, 30 pages in, really on a good roll. Okay, there was an electrical short, and then all that crap just got erased. Pissed me, and I wrote some really good stuff too. And it's like, oh man, this is good shit, and it just kept flowing. It's like, oh, this is great. Little glitch, boom, everything's gone. It's all about prompts. Yeah. You tell it what you want to do, make it better. All right, do your homework. Only QYLD using 200,000 investments. Tell what annual dividends returns would be. Well, do my homework on QYLD. Using 200,000 investment, tell what annual would be. Why would I want to get into QYLD? I'm just kind of curious. QYLD. Okay. Number one, it's an option that trades monthly. QYLD. Okay, it's at $17. Let's see, do they pay a dividend? QYLD. Get out of there. Okay. No dividends in March, no dividends in February, no dividends in January. PDI, I'm going to write PDI down. That will be the first one we take a look at today. PDI. As soon as I do some research on QYLD. All right. QYLD. Now, right here is Yahoo Finance. So I'm going to take a look at QYLD because someone used a 24, 38, 473, 28 HUT decided they want to take a look at QYLD. Well, imagine that. It does pay dividends. All right, where are we looking at? Historical data. Look up some. No dividends for QYLD. So why would I want to buy it then? See, you're wrong. QYLD does have dividends. Okay, January, December, November, October, oh, monthly dividends. Okay. I'll see how far back it goes. Okay, so 2014. So QYLD has only been paying dividends for 10 years. Okay, so I'm not 100% sure. Is dividends better than a CD? Wow, Sharon, you're new here, because if you asked a question like that, you do not know that we look for safe, secure, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Per week comes to over 50% per year. So the highest CD I've ever seen was like 12 or 17%, but that was years ago. Yep. So you're new here, Sharon, I can tell. But I'm good with names. James, why you don't like T to trade for dividend? Well, let's take a quick look at T. Hey, Go Sox. How you doing there, Go Sox? Quickly, let's take a look at T. All right. T, which is AT&T. Look at the chart right here. Okay. High was here. Low was here. Here it was a year ago. Here's where it is now. Okay. Up, down, up, and going sideways for the past couple months. Let's take a look at SHIB trades. Yeah. Need to re-elect Jimmy Carter. Oh my God, really? All right, this is for user what's his name who wants to look at AT&T. All right, so a year ago, AT&T was at 1839. All right, let's open this up a little bit. Okay, 1839 a year ago. All right, AT&T, 1839 a year ago. The high for the year for AT&T was 1998. Okay, she drops down by end of July, mid-July, she's at the bottom. Okay, so the bottom of the year for AT&T is 1343. Goes sideways for a little bit. Yeah, goes sideways for a little bit. Comes up and goes sideways again for a little bit. So let's look at the last 90 days. Okay, so 90 days ago today, this is the 90-day chart. 90 days ago today, we're at 1622. Okay, the 90-day high was 1st of February. Okay, February 1st, right there. Okay, what's the best dividend? We'll get to that in a minute. Yo, James, Seth, how's it going? You've been doing this for 20 years. Was this part of your professional career? No, it wasn't. It was me trying to figure out what the hell to do with all the money they were throwing at me. Okay, so February 1st is the high of the 90-day period. Okay, now let's take a look at the last 20 days. Last 20 days, here you go. Look at this. 20 days ago, it was at the 30-day bottom. Okay, she goes up and then sideways. Okay, no big, huge moves. Nothing amazing, anything like that. Okay, the 30-day high was on the 11th of March. Okay, the 11th of March. So let's look at Friday. Okay, Friday, right here. She closed out at 1698. So we have a bid of 1699 and an ask of 1702. All right, so 1702, the bid and the ask. So if I'm going to buy it first thing Monday morning, I'm paying 1702. Now the idea here is to be able to buy a good solid company. Now AT&T is a good solid company. All right. Now, if I'm buying it at 17, I want to simultaneously sell that option for someone to buy it from me at 17. So I'm buying it for 17 and I'm selling it at 17. So what do I collect? I collect what is called the premium, which is what you collect when you do a covered call. Okay, so I'm buying it at 17, I'm selling it at 17. I'm going to grab a grand total of 15 cents, but not quite 15 cents because I'm buying it at 1702. So 1702, I'm losing 2 cents right off the top. So if I take 2 cents off this, I'm collecting 13 cents. Now, I don't know where you guys went to school, but where I went to school, 13 cents is not 1% of $17. So let's whip out the old calculator. Okay, so got my calculator right here. I'm going to put in 13 cents, and then I'm going to divide that by $17, and that comes to a grand total of 0.7. Okay, 0.7. That's 0.75%. 0.75%. Now, 0.75% is a hell of a lot less than 1%. So why would I want to do that? That's why I don't. Don't get me wrong. I like AT&T. They're a good, solid company. Now, if everything else wasn't paying 1% or over, then I might buy AT&T. But I don't think I've ever bought AT&T because the premiums are less than desirable. I have a better choice of words, but some people are sensitive to those 4-letter words. You know, like work, taxes, you know, stuff like that. All right, so that's why I don't like AT&T. The premiums, the juice is not worth the squeeze. How you like that one? All right, so first suggestion on the list today is PDI. I don't even know who PDI is. PIMCO Dynamic Income CF. Okay. Did you invest in RDDT? I've never even heard of RDDT. RDDT. All right, so I put RDDT in the book. I'm going to take a look at it. Just give me a minute or two. Now, for those of you guys that are new, haven't never been here before, I'm on a challenge to find decent stocks to add to my list. Now, my list is very selective. First of all, they got to have increased their dividends for a minimum of 20 years. That means 20 years increased dividends, higher and higher and higher and higher dividends every year for 20 years. It's Reddit. Just had an IPO. Yeah, well, I'm going to cross that off the list. Okay, because I'm pretty sure I read an article on Reddit, and the CEO of Reddit doesn't think they'll ever even be profitable. Okay, they don't pay dividends, so that's just plain old big old no. Okay, because I don't, I might do DJT. I might do that one, only because I'm a glutton for punishment. But no, I don't do IPOs. All right, not on this strategy. This strategy here that I'm teaching you, okay, is a strategy I taught my 9-year-old daughter. It had to be simple, had to be safe, predictable, consistent, and no possible way that she can lose. Those 5 criteria: simple, safe, consistent, profitable, and no way she can lose. Okay, so we had rule number 1: never buy anything you do not want to hold for a long time. Okay, the longest I've ever held anything was 9 months. I've been long hold on NLY every year, get paid $20,000 in dividends. Not bad. Well, Jim, I'm thinking to myself, if you're collecting $20,000 in dividends, you're gonna have a big fat chunk of money in that bad boy. Because NLY, let's put that up here, NLY. NLY. Okay, so they don't pay a dividend in January. They don't pay one in February. They pay one in March, which, by the way, just so happens to be this coming week. Okay, so let's do some of this, backward stuff. Okay, at 65 cents. So I'm going to take clear 65 cents, multiply it by 4. That's going to give me a grand total of $2.06. So if you're getting 20 grand a year and you're getting a dividend from NLY and you're getting $2.06 a year, so let's take 20,000 and divide that by $2.60. So apparently you have 7,600. All right, let's call it 7,700 shares. 7,700 shares. Okay. Okay, so 7,700 shares. Multiply. Whoops. Clear that. We'll take a look at a marble in a second. Just trying to do a little creative math here. Multiply 4 equals that. Multiplied 7,700 shares. Grand total of 20,000. Cool. So you got 20,000 in 20,000 shares. Okay. So what is NLY? 19 bucks. Okay. So we got 20,000 shares multiplied by $19.96. So you got a grand total of $400,000. Okay, $400,000 in NLY. And you think that 20,000 is pretty good. Well, I'm thinking to myself, okay, if I had 400,000 in NLY, what could I do with 400,000? Well, let's go 400,000. Okay, and 1% of 400,000 is 0.01. That equals what? $4,000 a week. Oh my goodness. That's 1%. Because I go for safe, secure, predictable, consistent 1% per week. You got 400,000 in NLY giving you 20,000 a year. That's $400,000. Cool. That's $4,000 a week. I'm going to multiply that by 52 weeks in the year. That's $208,000. So let's, out of curiosity, let's subtract the 20,000 that you're getting. So your way of investing is giving you 20 grand. The same way, I'd be getting $188,000 more than you, the exact same amount of money. Well, imagine that. All right. Yeah. I get that. 20,000 profit. 20,000 profit at 65 cents per share per quarter. That's $2.60 per year in dividends. $2.60 in dividends for year at $20,000 is a $400,000 investment. No problem with that. Drop to 400,000 QYD, your annual return would be 48,000. Yeah, same thing, dude. I get 1% per week. 1% per week on $400,000 is $200,000 a year. What the hell would I want 48,000 when I can get 200,000? You guys, math is less than desirable. I have a 4-letter word I like to use, but some people are too sensitive with 4-letter words. All right, so let's do PDI because someone mentioned that, and I like to do that. Well, you know what? Let's take a look at NLY. Yeah, for the hell of it, why not? NLY. Ally Capital. Okay, a year ago they were at 1882. All right. They got a triple top, right? 2106. And that was middle of June, end of July, and middle of September. The bottom was end of October. Okay, so the end of October was their bottom of the year. Okay, 90-day moving average. All right, the 90 days ago, we were at 1777. Bottomed out at 1723. Our 90-day top was the end of December at 2061. From there, she drops, profit taken up, profit taken up, profit taken up. It just keeps on moving along. Moving along nicely. It's a nice moving stock, don't get me wrong. It looks nice. Let's take a look at the seasonality. Okay, seasonality, she's basically flat. Doesn't do a whole heck of a lot. Now, this is what she's done this so far this year. Hasn't done a whole heck of a lot. But look at here. Perfectly almost flat all year long. Okay, I like stocks like that. Stocks like that are great for covered calls and great for spreads. Now, there's a bunch of different spreads out there. You can do almost any spread you wanted to because they're freaking cool. But for whoever this dude was, who's got $20,000 in income and thinks 20,000 is good, hey, nothing wrong with that at all. I'm just a different kind of investor. If you're getting 20 grand from Ally Bank, great for you. Except don't have a deal with PPL. Okay, Jim, I don't know what that means. They don't have to deal with people. Oh, okay, that works. I love the stock market. The only person I have to deal with is myself. And the wife gets on my case every once in a while if I'm on too long or if I'm too loud. I do get loud every once in a while. Anyway, needless to say, the last trade was 1996. Okay, the bid 1993, the ask 2016. The 20s for next week are going for 6 cents a share. Are you able to help for this? SK, I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, because whatever you're talking about, I'm only catching a little bit of your conversation. Are you able to help for this? I have no idea what that means. Sorry. Okay, so I am looking at Ally, okay, the number right here. It has nice movement to it. Its last trade 1996. Okay, the 20 call next week, it's only paying 6 cents a share. Why the hell would I buy that? There are other companies getting a hell of a lot better premium than that. All right, I like premiums that are over 1%. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at PDI and see what that looks like. Is the ask equal to the market? Well, Seth, hold on, Seth. I'm going to read these other questions. How much would you advise to invest monthly into dividend-paying stocks? All right, user 5518334, whatever. Don't forget what. SK, which dividend stocks can you buy? You can buy any dividend stocks you want. Okay, user, what's your name? I have no idea what don't forget. I have no idea what that means. Okay, Ally Bank. Okay, these are the numbers. Okay, this is the chart. I have nothing to do with the chart. I just copying it from the trading platform, which is Thinkorswim, in case you guys were wondering. Thinkorswim, which is owned by Charles Schwab. Okay, they just recently bought it. How long do you have to hold the stock after the X date to receive a dividend on the payout date? Oh, well, you're new here, I can tell, because there's only 4 dates to remember when it comes to dividends. One is the announcement date. Okay, that's when they announce the dividend. Number 2 is the EX date. That is the last day the stock trades before the dividend is paid. Okay, number 3 is the date of record. Whoever owns the stock on the date of record is entitled to the dividend. And date number 4 is the payment date. It's when they actually send out the payment. Okay, so if you want to collect a dividend, you have to buy it on or before the EX date. Okay, here's the calendar right here. This is the month of March. Okay, we are in the 23rd. Next week is the 25th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 29th. Ally Bank, the one we're talking about, NLY, has its dividend on the 27th. So if you want to collect that dividend, you have to buy it Monday, Tuesday, or first thing Wednesday morning in order to qualify for that. But the dividend's only 65 cents. So would I really want to buy it? Not really, because I'm only collecting 6 cents. It's not really worth my time and effort. What app can I use to invest in stocks? You can use almost any trading app. A lot of them out there. Okay, so that being said, so next week, here's the thing. Next week you collect a 6-cent dividend, a 6-cent premium and that dividend, which how much is the dividend again? The dividend is 65 cents. So you'd actually get like 85 cents next week. Mention one. What is your favorite dividend stock? Mercy James, how are you? All right, so hey Jen, nice to see you. Okay, I can guide you on that if you don't mind. Sarah Gloria, I have no idea. Mercy James, yeah, I'm fine, good. Okay, Sarah Gloria, what are you doing? Freaking, I can guide you on that? I have no idea what that means. What's with PI coin? I don't do coins. Okay, this is just dividend stocks only. All right, so where were we? NLY. So, yeah, me personally, I don't like the premiums for NLY. Okay, yeah, the premiums are just absolutely horrible. That's just my humble opinion. Okay, so if I'm buying the stock for 20 bucks, I want to get at least a 20-cent or over premium. Because 20 cents is 1% of 20 bucks. But this one is going for $20.16. So I want the premium to be at least 22 cents or higher, if that makes sense. What are your 5 favorite stocks? Oh, I'm going to tell you the 5 favorite stocks for this year so far. Count positions. Let's go to profit and losses, and let's go to year-to-date profit and losses. Here we go. Oh, look at this. Oops, right here. Macy's, Kohl's, General Motors, Emerson, Comcast, Capital One, Alcoa, and Morgan Stanley. There you go, it's 8 of them. Those are my favorites so far for this year. It changes every year. It all depends on who pays me the most money. Okay, so I buy the same stocks over and over and over again. I put them in like a Rolodex or a revolving door or what else? A carousel. The same stocks over and over again. As a matter of fact, let's take a quick gander at this. You ready? We'll take a look at Warren Buffett's list. Okay, pay attention to the calendar. Okay, the calendar right here. Let's go back to January. All right, whoops. There we go. January. All right, you ready? What's the name of your company? My company, it's the 10-Minute Trader. The10minutetrader.com. All right, check it out. January. American Express, Bristol Myers Squibb, Globe Life, MasterCard, Visa, AbbVie, Procter & Gamble, Bank Mellon, Ally Bank, Aon, Wells Fargo, Capital One Finance. Okay, that's January. Okay, look what happens. We'll go 90 days out into April. Look what we got. We got American Express, MasterCard, Bristol Myers Squibb, Verizon, AbbVie, Procter & Gamble, Bank Mellon, Ally, DHI, Siri, and Wells Fargo. Exact same stocks. Go out another 3 more months. 1, 2, 3. Oh, July. Look at this. Pop up. Come on. Here we go. Right there. Look at that. Globe Life, American Express, Bristol Myers Squibb, MasterCard, Verizon, AbbVie, Procter & Gamble, Bank Mellon. Same thing. Okay? Even another 30. Go out another 90 days. Now we're into October. Come on, pop up. There you go. American Express, Bristol Myers Squibb, Globe Life, MasterCard, Verizon, AbbVie, Procter & Gamble, Bank Mellon, Wells Fargo, Ally Bank, and Aon. Same stocks over and over and over again every 90 days. All right. Macy's, Kohl's, 7%, 4% dividend yield. My blah, 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 blah. NLY, 12% yield. Why prefer Macy's and Kohl's, sir? Well, Jim, just to let you know, Jim? Okay, I love when people ask me this one. Let's go right here. All right, Jim. Okay, this on the10minutetrader.com are my trades for this year. All right, let's pull some up just to give you an idea. Okay, week number 1, which was the first week of the first quarter. Ford, Comcast, Southwest Airlines, General Motors, CVS. I collected 2.38%. 2.38%. Week 1. Week 2. General Motors, Ford, Comcast, Lowe's. 2.5%. Week 3. Ford, Morgan Stanley, Wells Fargo, Comcast, General Motors. That was 1.43%. Okay, week 5. Ford, Capital One Finance, Morgan Stanley, General Motors, Ford, Comcast. 2.9%. I'm already surpassed what you're collecting. And that's just week number 4. All right. So, needless to say, here's all the trades right here. Okay. And this little black thingy right there, okay, that is the trades for the whole year. Okay. New York City Bank, Kohl's, Lowe's, CVS, U.S. Bank, KeyBank, Capital One Finance, Paramount, Nordstrom, Target, Ford, blah, 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 so on and so forth. Okay, this account over here, already up 21%, and we're not even done with the first quarter. This account over here, up 43%, not even done with the first quarter. So, why do I like my way of trading opposed to yours? Jim, I think it's the numbers. You're going to hear me say certain things over and over and over again. Number 1 is never buy something you do not want to hold for a long period of time. Number 2, never sell at a loss. Number 3, make sure they have weekly options. Number 4, make sure they have dividends that consistently increase year after year after year. Okay. Number 5, it's all about the numbers. Okay, I invest for safe, secure, predictable, consistent 1% per week. And my way of investing, you can take a look at the numbers yourself. Take a look at every single trade I did. This is why I put them up here. I have 2 accounts. Account 1, all cash, is about 120,000 in there. Okay, that one is average so far 21.06%. That's all cash. The margin account, I do not suggest anyone do a margin account unless you understand the risks involved with a margin account, because you're borrowing someone else's money and you're trading with someone else's money. I have to pay money to borrow that money, but that account's up over 45% already, and we're still in the first quarter. So sorry to say, Jim, if it works for you, stick with it. Fine, Danny. I never tell anybody that they're wrong, unless of course they're wrong. But your 12% yield per year, hey, if it works for you and you're happy with it, hang out, enjoy it. Enjoy your 12%. Because, 20 grand a month, 20 grand a year, nothing to sneeze about. But personally, I'd take that 400,000 and I'd turn it into $200,000 a year. I sure as shit wouldn't be doing 12%, but that's just me. DWAC does not pay dividends, but its premiums is off the charts. Can you check it out? Fascinating football videos. Oh, well. Let's entertain you for a minute or two. What did you say it was? DWAC. DWAC. 38.55. The 38.50s go. Holy cow, that is off the charts. I wonder why that is. DWAC. Oh, that's why. See the chart? High of the year, low of the year, where it was, where it is. Wow. Okay. I'm not 100% sure I like that. There's a reason why I only invest in dividend stocks that have historical performance. One, they have a very steady. They don't do this. The stocks I look at don't do this, and I'm not for capital appreciation. I'm at that point in my life where I want safe, predictable income. Okay, I don't want to have to go back to work if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong and things go down, my income slows down or stops. That means I got to go back to work. I met an 84-year-old guy at a gas station once. 84 years old. Okay, I applaud him for being able to go out and work. I asked him, I said, hey, are you working just get out of the house, make a little bit of extra money, pocket money? Are you working because you have to? He looks down, shakes his head a little bit. He says, I have to go to work. I have to help, pay the bills. And I felt really bad for the guy. 84 years old, and he has to go to work just to be able to survive. I do not want to be in that position. All right? I make a nice, comfortable income off of my 1% per week, and I'm okay with that. I do not do stocks like this. Okay? I do stocks like this. Look at perfectly flat going sideways, doing absolutely nothing. I like that. Boring, doing nothing. I like boring, doing nothing because I get 1% per week. And I know 1% does not sound like a lot of money, but there are 52 weeks in a year. Okay? And I don't hide anything. Here are all my trades right here. Okay? You don't believe me there? Okay, let's go right here. Podcast. Okay, right over here, the podcast. Click on that. That opens up Dividend Stock Talk podcast. Look, every single day I do a podcast. All right, goes back. I get this on I think this is on like 700 episodes. Okay, every day I do one. All right. You don't like what you don't believe me. Week 5, Wednesday. If everything keeps going like this, I'm going to be seeing mine to General Motors, Ford, and Goldman Sachs. That was February 1st, 2024. Oh, that was this year. Okay, let's go back a little bit further. See more episodes. 2023, November, October, Monday, everything moving along nicely. As always, some movement going on, how to profit from it. Okay, it's over 800 episodes, close to 800 episodes. All right, you don't like that, you can always go to, let's get out of here. Oh, check this out, YouTube. Kind of slow. Take a look at the videos. Playlist, videos, oldest, here we go. Okay, my videos I've done 11 years ago, doing basically the exact same thing. You want to see something funny? People get a kick out of this one.
Hi, I'm Jake, and as you being part of my family, I'd like to thank you, which my dad has been putting on that.
That's me 11 years ago doing the exact same thing, showing people the calendar in the back, how many dividend stocks are paying out during the week, during the months. Yeah. I know I was ridiculous back then. But my daughter was young and I had to keep her entertained. Okay? So you can believe whatever you want to believe, but you always hear me saying the exact same things over and over again. It's all about the numbers. What are the numbers telling you? And if I'm getting a safe, secure, predictable, and consistent 1% per week, I'm perfectly happy with that. All right, let's get back to actually looking at some stock. All right, I'm not even going to look at this one, all right, because I don't do this. A year ago, we're at 13 bucks, goes sideways all the way up in July, then it jumps up to 16, goes all the way up. For whatever reason, it jumps up from 17 up to 39. It doubles in price in a matter of 2 weeks. Why? Let's look at historical performance. Okay, look at the historical performance. Okay, the blue represents this year. The red represents the last however many years this company's been around. But look, goes to the downside, then goes sideways. I don't like that at all. What I like to see my stocks doing is something to this effect. Look at that. Smooth transition, boring. Boring. That boring gets me 1% per week, and I'm perfectly happy with that. I don't want to be 84 years old having to go to work just to freaking pay the bills. No thanks. All right. Do you invest in where was that question? Uh-oh, I lost some of these questions. Oh, wow. All right. Do you invest in Altria? MO is Altria. SCHD, that is an ETF. I actually went into the, let's go open this up for a second. Move this over. Okay, this is my personal list. Say I have a bunch of different lists. You know, stock companies that are over 100 years old, companies I use for calendar spreads, the dividend aristocrats, dividend champions, dividend kings, my ETF holdings list. Okay, all of these are ETFs. All right, these are stocks that I've extracted from all the big ETFs. SCHD is in here. So you take SCHD and you take it apart. You take out all the stocks that are in SCHD, and I put them here because I found that by buying the stocks individually that are in SCHD, in QQQ, in QILD, and all those crappy ETFs, okay, I can get 1% per week buying them individually when they're ready to pay out their dividend and the premiums and the numbers all look right. So yeah, I like Altria. Altria is a dividend king. They've increased their dividends for 50 years. That's 5 decades. 5 decades of increased dividends. And you miss the dividend increase 1 year, you get tossed off the list. And I do not want to be the CEO who cuts dividends on, because what do you think the shareholders are going to do? If you cut their dividends, they're going to be pissed. All right, let's see what other questions I missed. Disney, no, Disney's not on the list. DWAC, yeah, no. I only do stocks that are 20 years of increased dividends. I shouldn't say that because Apple doesn't have it. I do buy Apple. The only reason I do buy Apple is because it's on Warren Buffett's list. Okay, so I do have some exceptions once in a while. All right, and they have to make sense. Apple, I will do because it's on Warren Buffett's list. Okay, and I will take a look at some of the stuff in the ETFs. All right. It turns out DJT next week, they have warrants expiring. Okay. Want some juicy premiums? Look at VKTX. All right, hold on a second. Oh, I thought it was on here. What is that one? VKTX. VKTX. Digital World Acquisitions. Alrighty. Okay. Let's go. Here we go. VKTX. VKTX. Viking Therapeutics Incorporated. They have no dividends. So why would I want to look at it if they have no dividends? Okay, I think you misinterpreted what dividend investing for weekly cash flow means. Means they have to have dividends. So, Nacho, sorry about that. Yes, I know it's Donald's companies. He's making some comments about it going up. Yep, I've been reading that lately. Follow, blah, blah, blah. DUAC should be trading at $5, not what it says at right now. Okay, Nacho, brother, whatever. They don't even have 10 million in revenue. Okay. Well, Reddit has 0 revenue. Okay. Reddit's IPO went crazy. They have 0 revenue. They're not going to be profitable. Yet, all these people are investing in it anyway. And yeah, you will see when DJT comes out, most likely that will go up through the roof also. What is your top 5 dividend stock playing? I already said that earlier. You're a little late. We'll get more to that anyway. Yep, wow, I know, blah, 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 all this kind of nice stuff. Also, TSM, ARM. What about O? Everybody always throws O in there. O is a monthly optionable stock. What does that mean? Let's put O in here. Okay, let's slide over, move it on over. Okay, get rid of that. Take a look at O. Okay, O is a little bit of a downturn at the moment, and it's what we can expect the next couple of weeks. Okay, next couple of weeks for O, goes up, comes right back down again. Let's take a look at the chart for O. Okay, the high of the year, low of the year, where was it a year ago? Where is it now? It's at 5208. All right, so 5208, I personally would prefer, okay, here's your bottom, is the bottom here. She goes up. Friday was a pullback, so who knows what's going to happen on Monday. So let's take a look at the numbers for O, and I'll explain to you why I don't do it. All right, so the last trade, 5208. The bid, 5207. The ask, 5217. So the closest one is going to be the 5250. That's 75 cents. Okay, but the stock has to move up. 33 cents. So it has to move up 33 cents in order to be in the money. All right, well, let's see what that looks like. So if I'm collecting a whopping 75 cents, is that correct? Yep, 75 cents. I'm going to divide that by the purchase price, 52.17. That's going to give me a grand total of 1.4%. Now, did I do the math correct? I mean, let's do it again, just in case. Okay, the 52.17. That's the purchase price, 52.17. All right, the closest strike price is the 52.50, and it's 75 cents. Okay, 75 cents. Okay, so I'm going to take the 75 cents and I'm going to divide it by the purchase price. The purchase price, 52.17. 52.17. I come to a grand total of 1.4% for the month. So I'm going to divide it by 4, because there's 4 weeks in a month, and I'm getting not even a third of a percent, not a half a percent, not even a third. I'm getting 0.35. Why the hell would I invest it at 0.35 when I can get 1% from somewhere else? Seriously, let's pull up Walgreens, WBA, for the fun of it. We'll put Walgreens in here, WBA. Okay, last 30 days for Walgreens. Well, high was up here, she's coming down, and for the last week she's been going sideways. She's at 2058 at the moment. Okay, 2058. Now, the bid, 2058. The ask, 2060. What is the closest? The closest is 2050. Okay, and that's selling for 67 cents. Well, let's go for 21. All right, so 21, it's got to go up 39 cents. So the 21 is going for 65 cents. Okay, so clear this, 0.65, whoops, back one, 65, okay, 65 cents is the premium, okay, for the $21 call strike. And the purchase price is $20.61. That gives me a grand total of 3.1%. 3.1%. So what I invest in O, which is a real estate investment trust, okay, you're investing in real estate, okay, fine dandy. Or would I invest in Walgreens? Walgreens is in almost every major city in the United States. Okay, almost every major city has a Walgreens in it. Okay, Walgreens is going at this moment in time $20.61. I could jump into that, sell the 21, collect 65 cents a share. 65 cents a share is 3% for the week. And you take that 3% and you multiply it 50 by 52, comes with a grand total of 163% for the year. So why the hell would I do anything else where the numbers just don't work? I mean, you know what Walgreens is. And if you don't know what Walgreens is, jump in your car, drive downtown. There's usually a Walgreens in every major city. All right. Anyway, what's next? TSM. What the heck is TSM? TSM. Taiwan Semiconductors. Do they pay a dividend? Does anybody know if Taiwan Semiconductors pays a dividend? TYN. That right? TYN? TSM. TSM. Oops, wrong one. I want March 2024. March 2024. Ooh, they paid a dividend last week on the 18th. Where were you 2 weeks ago when we wanted to look at TSM? Hey, TSM is paying 54 cents. Now, they already paid their dividend, so why are we looking at it? TSM. All right, now, remember I say TSM? All right, I'd like to get into 2 weeks before the EX date. 2 weeks before the EX date would have been the week of the 4th. Okay, what is the week of the 4th? Right here. Here's the week of the 4th. Okay, the 4th is right there. It opened up at 139.94. Okay, and then it hit a high of 158. Oh, wait a minute. The stock did go up 10 days before the EX date. Imagine that. ARM. Okay, not in March, not in February, not in January. So do they even pay a dividend, ARM? I'm not seeing it. All right, more questions. Nacho. VKXT is new biotech. They have something completing and okay, dude, I really need you to understand this because apparently you're not getting the message. 2 decades, 20 years or more of increased dividends. 20 years or more. If it's a new biotech company, they don't have 20 years of increased dividends. You got to be at least 20 years old. 20-year-old company to pay 20 years of increased dividends. So VKTX is a no. All right, Christine, you know. Okay, so stop doing that. All right. They do blah, 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 blah. Okay, QYLD. All right. None of them don't. Okay, wait a second. I don't know you. I didn't know you were going dividend stocks. Well, it says dividend investing. Dividend investing for weekly cash flow is the name of the title. Okay, 55-cent Durango. Durango, I missed that whole conversation. I have no idea what you're talking about. I stopped some of these conversations. So I see what 300. Thank you, Al. All right, I know. I came into the room late. All right, ETN. ETN. Isn't that, wow, ETN. I forget that. EP. And Eaton. Okay. That's a monthly. Sorry. TSM. Taiwan Semiconductor. Does Taiwan Semiconductor have a dividend? Hey, Love to Hike. Good evening. Here we go again. Yes, here we are. You missed the fun part of the evening. I rattled off a bunch of crap, pissed people off. All right. TSM. Into the Yahoo Finance Semiconductor. Come on. See what kind of dividends they pay out. Come on. Why isn't it working? We just changed internet providers from Verizon to, from Xfinity to Verizon. All right, dividends only. Here we go. And let's see. Oh, so they only pay once a year. Wait a second. 04 once a year, 05 once, 06 once, 07 once, 08 once, 09, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18. Okay, so they've been paying once per year. Hello, how you doing? I can't read that name. Wow. What kind of what were your parents on when they named you that name? Okay, so anyway, TSM, Taiwan Semiconductors, they pay once a year. No, they don't. Really? Are you okay? This right here, this screen right here is live on YouTube. You can look for yourself. June 14th, 2004, they paid 8 cents. June 13th, 2005, they paid 31. June 20th, 06, they paid 38. June 7th, June 8th, 2007, they paid 44. July 16th, 2008, they paid 50 cents. July 15th, 2009, they paid 45 cents. The information is right here. Okay, this is the data stream from Yahoo Finance. They just paid you. Well, good for you. Okay, but you're asking me a question. The data is right here. All right, so from 04, 05, 06, 07, all the way up to 2018, they paid once per year. 2019, they paid 3 times, June, September, December. Okay, 2020, they paid 4 times. 21, they paid 4 times. 22, they paid 4 times. 23, they paid 4 times. Okay, so now they're up to quarterly. But before that, they were paying once per year. Scalping options is a way. Yeah, that could be. Okay, EDC. No, that's not on the list. Sorry, dude. It's not over 20. It doesn't have 20 years of increased dividends. Okay, so who is this saying this one? The Bohemian Anarchist. Okay, so they just started paying quarterly in 2020. Okay? 2019, they paid 3 times for the year 2019. Okay, 2018, they paid once. 2017, they paid once. 2016, they paid once. 2015, they paid once. There's no consistency whatsoever. So yeah, no, I don't like them. Sorry. Okay, you do what you want with your money. My money, I want 20 years of increased dividends consistently. Not once in a while, not in the past couple of weeks, no, consistently. How can we buy your books? Oh, the books are right. Where are they? I go to the dividend trade, the 10minutetrader.com. The book's right there. And it goes right to Amazon. Look, there's book number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've written 13. They're there and I've written them 12 years ago, so they're really old. They'll give you the basics, but they won't give you all the new stuff because the new stuff is different. I haven't gotten to book number 14 yet. All right, Jen, they don't have options to sell. Wouldn't work for the strategy. Thanks for that, Jen. Jen, you're a lifesaver. Some of these questions, it's just, I got a short fuse tonight. I don't know, 110 people. Ooh, you guys got to like, subscribe, and follow so we can get up to 10,000. 10,000, I'll be able to use the TikTok Studio. I have no idea what it's even about, but I said I can't use it until I have 10,000 followers. Alrighty. Next on the list. So TSM is a big fat no. Big fat no. All right, let's look at Comcast. I do have Comcast. Comcast is not, not the greatest in the world, but I like Comcast. Reason being, they've increased their dividends quite a bit. They've been in business since 1964, and they have over 64 million paying customers. 64 million people across the United States are paying them on a monthly basis. Okay. Okay, so Comcast, there we go. Now, Comcast does not pay a 1% per week premium. How do you make black powder? You take black rocks and you grind it up. Lava rocks, take it and you grind it up and you get black powder.
You stuff it in that gun.
No, that's what you do with the black powder. She said, how do you make it? The wife comes to say hi every once in a while. She likes to make comments.
I can help you with
that. Alrighty, though. If James get 95 followers, tells us the joke. Yeah. Okay. What are you doing after this month? You said you only do it for the first quarter. Hey, winners, how are you doing today? All right. ALB had a big drop. Well, good afternoon, Miss Jacqueline. Winner 86. Hey, y'all. About time you get here. Michael, ALB had a big drop. Want to take a look at that one?
Where's Doc?
Doc is here. And I told Doc that you're mad at him. Doc, she's calling you out, dude.
Ask gas to grass, nobody rides for free.
Okay, ALB. Albemarle. Now, I did have Albemarle this year. Well, you know what I mean. It just makes it easier. Okay, so don't complicate things. ALB, Albemarle. Let's take a look at ALB. ALB. Michael. Well, that was lovely. All right, ALB started out a year ago at 216? 16? That was a year ago. We had our high of the year at 248, and that was back in the middle of July. Well, it's not necessarily true. Just stop reading into things. All right, let's go. The bottom of the year, 107, and that was just a couple of weeks ago. So 90 days ago, what was the 22nd of November? Really, it doesn't make things easier. A year ago today, 90 days. 90 days ago today. Okay, 90 days ago today is 124.81. Our 90-day triple high mix the proper ratio of sulfur and charcoal. Add ice. Yeah, okay. He's giving us a direction on how to make black powder. Going on the road with the comedy show. Yep, no comedy show. All right, 153. We had triple high. Okay, and towards the end of December. Okay, right around the 153.44 area. Okay, from there, she drops down. We drop down to 108, bounce back up to 143. Let's take a look at the last 30 days. Last 30 days, here we go. Look at that nice movement in the last 30 days. Yeah, I don't think that would be a good thing. All right, so 30 days ago, here we are right here, 118. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days to the upside. What do you think after 7 days to the upside? There's going to be profit taken. Of course there is. Okay, all right, so profit taken, very next day. Right, absolutely right. Okay, we have our 30-day bottom on the 5th, and that was 106.69. Okay, the bottom right here, 106.69. Goes up a little bit and then goes sideways. We're sitting at 120.86 at the moment. Now, what does it normally do every year? Right about this time, we take a look at seasonality. Now, for those who don't know, seasonality gives us an average of what it does for the last 10 years. Okay, the blue represents this year. The red represents an average over the last 10 years. Okay, so what does it look like for the next couple of weeks? The next couple of weeks, it looks like this thing should go up just a little bit. And I'm okay with that. But somebody mentioned something about some pullback recently. So let's take a look at that. Okay, so our 30-day high, back at that again, was 143.19. 2 days later, we're at the 30-day bottom, 106. Okay, went sideways. Okay, Wednesday was a nice up day. Okay, Wednesday, nice up day. Thursday, a little on the upside. Friday, she came down a little bit. What does that mean? Well, let's take a look at the numbers. The last trade was 120.86. Okay, 120.86. The bid, 120.65. The ask, 121.28. Okay, 121.28. All right, so what does that mean? We can look at the 122s and then going for 197. Off for the evening. You have yourself a lovely evening. Okay, so the 122s are going for 197. So let's take a calculator, open it up real quick. 197, and we're divided by the purchase price of 121.28. Let's go back a little bit. Okay, 191 divided by 121.28. There you go. Got to get it right. Okay, it gives me a grand total of 1.57%. Okay, I can deal with 1.57. Okay, that's 1.5% for the week. I'm okay with that. You got to be nice. That's not nice. All right, 121 is going for 243. Yeah, but I was going for the 122. Sorry. Okay, yeah, but you're right. The 121 is going for 143, but you lose 28 cents off the top. 28 cents off the top is 25. Okay, 225. Okay, so 225. Now, why did I do 225? Well, if I'm buying it at 128, I'm losing 28 cents right off the top if I'm selling the 121s. Okay, so if I'm buying it at 121.28, see if you understand that. Monday morning, 121.28 is the purchase price. If I'm selling the 121 strike price, that means by Friday, if it's above 121, someone can buy it from me at 121. And that is going for 143. I'm sorry, 243. So I have to subtract the 28 cents off of 243, and that comes to 225. Okay, so 225, we divide that by the purchase price, 121.28, and that gives me a grand total of 1.8%. How do we get the seasonality chart on Thinkorswim? All right, love to hike. Love to hear that question. Okay, here we go. Okay, over here we get to quick charts. Okay, your quick charts right here, where you put the stock symbol in right there. Come over a couple, and it goes right to here where it says Style. Okay, click on the Style button. Okay, and this little window will pop up. Okay, you go to Chart Mode. Okay, click on Chart Mode, and another window will pop up. And it'll say Standard, Monkey Bars, Seasonality. Alrighty? L, 2.15. I could deal with 2.15. Is that correct? Really? My math is wrong again? Let's see if I get this right. All right, 2.43. Okay, that's what the 121 is going for. All right, now I got to subtract 28 cents off of that because I'm losing 28 cents right off the top. Subtract 28 cents. That comes to 215. Okay, now I want to divide that by the purchase price. Divide that by 121 equals 1.7. Okay, one of us is incorrect. Yeah, all right, my math was wrong. I thought it was 225. Even at 225, divided by 121, it still comes to 1.85, which is well over 1%. I'm perfectly happy with that. That's ALB. Who came up with ALB anyway? Alrighty. All right, I don't have anything to look at, you guys. Look, this is what you gave me so far tonight. Just one. We only got 90 people there. It is a Saturday night. Not a lot of people want to be here for Saturday night. I can understand that. All right, so you got to like, subscribe, and ooh, this one's falling. Oh, that's interesting. It's been sitting there for a month, and it finally fell over. Well, there's nobody even on YouTube anyway. Oh, I actually still have a little ALB from a couple of weeks ago. What are you looking at on Monday? Oh, Steve, we haven't gotten that one yet. Still have a good premium, so I don't mind. Hey, Al, doesn't sound bad. Al, what do you have it at? I asked a question, and you said nothing. Okay, Hacker 9, these questions go by so fast, I don't see them all. Ask a question now while there's no movement in the chat room. SK, how to choose a good dividend stock? I am new. Well, I'll give you the quick version. Okay, the quick version. You ready? Dividend Kings. Okay, 50 years of increased dividends. Dividend Aristocrats, 25 years of increased dividends. Dividend Champions, 25 years of increased dividends. PBR. What is PBR? PBR. If I have to ask what is it, means it's not on my list. Okay, so it's been almost 80 days I've been doing this. Are you still doing this next month? I haven't made up my mind yet. Okay, because it's all going to depend on how many people, I don't know if I'll do it hold on a second. Okay, because since January I did it every single night. I haven't missed a single night. I bought Elba at 123. Should have sold the 122s, but actually sold the 123s. Okay. Okay, what about DWAC? It doesn't have 20 years of increased dividends. Oh, Al, boo-hoo, you made 3% a week. Good for you, Al. That's awesome. Okay, what about DWAC? Okay, DWAC is a no. Okay, SOUN, that's a no also. All right, you've been streaming for 80 days and trading for 80 days. Mikey, I've been streaming for 80 days. I've been trading for over 20 years. It's just that TikTok wouldn't let me live stream until I had 1,000 followers. Okay, I had to get 1,000 followers before I could live stream, and that happened in late December, early January. So I've been streaming live every night for 2.5 to 3 hours every single. I haven't missed a single night yet. All right, then you made 244 last week. Okay, Al, that's freaking awesome. You're up over 5% already, and it's only in 2 weeks. I should get another 1.3 this week. Well, Al, you know, I'm feeling sorry for you. Your profits are dwindling. 3% week 1, 244 next week, and 1.3 this week. What are you going to do, Al? Take a pay cut. Yeah, I hear you. All right, this week I only made I think it was 0.9 this week, wasn't it? Yeah. Ooh. No, this one's not working. Uh-oh, my screen fell. My YouTubers. All right. YouTubers. All right, here we go. All right, so, ooh, what the heck happened there? Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that could do that. All right, so anyway, the two accounts, okay, one here, one here. This one here made 0.9% this week. So I didn't make my 1% this week. Okay, 0.9. Okay, I took out $1,500, so needed some money. And this one over here did 2.3. What do you think about PBR Petroleum Division? M is Macy's. I love Macy's. Oh, look at that. I'm asking a question to myself. Interesting. Don't you find that interesting? That I'm asking a question about myself? That's weird. Nah, James is the expert. I've been lucky enough to. Thanks, Al. All right, so anyway, let's get out of here. PBR. Let's take a look at PBR. Why not? PBR. Oh, I like that pullback. Why is that? Learn a fraction of what he knows. Thanks, Al. A year ago today for PBR was the bottom of the year. Okay, and that was $9.06. But look at it from last year, okay, to where we are now. There was a pullback. Of course there was. Look, all that profit, and eventually there's profit taking. Okay, if you don't take your profit, look at this. The market maker will take it away from you. Look at that big gap down. Let's take a look at that one. All right, low battery. All righty. So let's take a good look. Okay, so a year ago today, we're at the bottom at 945. Nice escalation to the top, which was 1791. It's almost doubled in price. That's pretty cool. Okay, so 90 days ago today, which was the 22nd of November. Okay, now that was 1528 90 days ago. Now from there, we have a double high at 1791. Okay, that was on the 20th and again on the 27th. Okay, so it's the last 30 days. Last 30 days, okay, 30 days ago today, 1765. All right, went sideways for a little bit. She got a little bit of profit taking, and then right here on the 7th, something happened. If you didn't take your profit, you know, because it has a nice profit, you know, from a year ago to just a couple of weeks ago. The market maker gapped down. She gapped down big from 1675 all the way down to $14.59. So that's $2.75 on a $17 stock. That's over 20%. Okay, over a 20% drop overnight. Okay, then she's just going sideways. So she's at $14.69 at the moment. Okay, what does it normally do? Well, for that we need the seasonality chart. There you go. Now, ooh, look at this. That you can't mistake. All right, this is this year. Okay, look at this from here. Nice movement to the upside for the next couple of weeks. That's promising. Okay, so let's go back here. Okay, so PBR at this moment, the 14.69. So last trade was 14.69. The bid 14.62. The ask 14.72. So we're looking at the closest one is going to be the 15. And the 15, unfortunately, it's only going for 10 cents. So that's a big fat no. Sorry, not even 1%. Okay. Anybody else? Not even 1%. So that's a no. Okay, now, what am I looking at? I'm looking at this week, Walgreens, WBA. Okay, somebody wanted to know what I'm doing on Monday. Okay, WBA is one of them. WBA. Now, I've had Walgreens for over 8 weeks. Okay, a year ago, Walgreens was at 32.32. The high was 36.62. And then she drops way down. Look at the bottom right there. 1967 was the bottom. Okay, 90 days ago, 2097. Okay, she jumps up to a high of the 90-day period. And that was at the beginning of January. Okay, check that out. Beginning of January. From there, she drops down. Okay, do a little bit of bounce, and it keeps on going down. Okay, last 30 days. Okay, 30 days ago today, we opened up at 2162. Okay, 2162. 1 day later is our 30-day high. Let me go over here for a second. Right there. Okay, let's go do this. I didn't know that you do that. Cool. Uh-oh. I didn't know I could make the screen bigger. That's cool. Let's do this one too. All right. Look at that. Learn something new every day. Yeah, but then I'm way too close. Oh, just a little bit. Right there. All right, that works. Okay. A little bit bigger. I don't know. This one too? Yeah. I love the iPhone. It's neat. Hey, I'm kind of curious. Anybody know? I got 2 more iPhones. I'd say one for Facebook and one for X or Truth Social. I'm not quite sure. But they're both locked. Okay, I bought them at a yard sale. Okay. I figured I might be able to use them. But if you don't know what the passwords are, how do you find passwords on phones that you just pick up at a yard sale? Does anybody know? Anyone at all? Anyone? Anyone? All right. You can screen in reverse. Yes, I could. However, I have 3 different cameras. So if I change this one, these two over here will be different. And I have, yeah, Brick, that's funny. They are junk. Oh, bummer. I've been told that. I was told that you can unlock them. You can open them up on Apple Store with those phones. Yeah, that's funny. Anyway, yeah, I have 3 Apple phones now. 1, 2, 3. And I know the passcodes for these 3. I just don't know the passcodes for those 2. Because, I find it easier just to have more phones and just press, broadcast, rather than trying to figure out the damn software. The software right here, okay, this software here allows me to broadcast on YouTube. This is what I'm broadcasting on YouTube with. But I don't know how to broadcast on all the other channels with this. I don't know how to do it. So I find it easier just to buy another damn phone. It's easy. All right, so I'm looking at Walgreens. All right, last trade. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I used to have 4 phones, but the Facebook phone was garbage. Didn't work for anything. It was really dark. All right, Walgreens. All right, so it's at $20.58. Now I'm into Walgreens at $21.62. So more than likely I'm going to sell at $21.50s. Okay, now 21.50s are going for 47 cents a share. Perfectly okay by me. Oh, battery's getting low on this one. Use a computer to put your iPhone in recovery mode. Recovery mode allows you to erase the phone. Yeah, I did that. However, the recovery mode is back to, all right, hold on, let's open this up for a second. Oh, don't tell me the battery's dead. I had it charged. Oh, battery's dead. Anyway, yeah, I did erase everything in there, so it's all erased. AEG, let's take a look at that one, AEG. Oh, so anyway, yeah, I'm going to do Walgreens, okay? Sorry, I didn't know you already did that. Yeah, I already did that, did the recovery thing, and then it brings you back to the screen. We have to put in the code in there. I don't know what the code is. It doesn't allow me to reset the code. If I sell at 0.41, it's 1.3. Hope your numbers don't change that much on Monday. Jen, I'm selling the 21 and a halves. The 21 and a halves. All right, see the 21 and a halves. I'm going for 47. Can Walgreens just sell the Boots Alliance already? Or you're asking the wrong question, dude, to the wrong person. Sorry, I have no idea what the Boot Alliance is. TELUS and BCE. All right, Flash Frozen. Those aren't on the list, okay? Because apparently they have not increased their dividends for 20 years or more. Because if they have, I'd have them on my list. Okay, so any stock that's increased their dividends for 20 years or more and has weekly options, I have it on the list. Oh, I thought it was 41. No, it's 47, dear. Yeah, see, I could do 162. All right, Flash Frozen, wrong. Okay, Flash Frozen, why am I wrong? I love when people tell me I'm wrong. I do. Because it gives me an opportunity to learn something. So, let's put TELUS, T-E-L-U-S. Is that even a stock? T-E-L-U-S. It is. TELUS Corporation. Can't find that symbol. Alrighty. Let's go to Yahoo Finance and put in TELUS. T-E-L-U-S. Okay, give me a second. What Yahoo Finance going into? All right, numbnuts. TELUS is not. It's ticker symbol. It's TU. Okay, first of all, you got to give me the right ticker symbol. Okay, the right ticker symbol for TELUS is TU. All right, so now we have it. So what are we looking at? Okay, historical prices. Okay, we go to historical prices. Come on, open up. Here we go, dividends only. Hey, it does have dividends. Look at that. Now, let's see how often they've paid their dividend. Ooh, increasing too. 2000. Okay, 2000. 2001, 2002. Increasing, 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 increasing. How was that? Oh, yeah, they dropped their dividend in 08, so it's not 20 years of increased dividends. That's one thing. But let's continue. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt because it was 2008, 2009, 18, 21, 24. Okay, interesting. All right, well, let's take a look at everything else. EU. They pay the second week of March, which is week number 6 of the quarter. So we won't be looking at this one for another 4 weeks. But just for the fun of it, they're paying 27 cents. EU. Oh, look at that. Monthly options. I don't do monthly options because it's just not worth the money. All right, so let's take a look. $17.60. The 1750s are going for, oh, am I reading that number right? Am I reading that number right for the 1750s? 0? Why the hell would I buy something that has a 0 premium on the option? Seriously. Okay, number one, it's a monthly, which I don't do because monthlies pay on average between 1 to 3%. 1 to 3% per month is only between 12 to 36% per year. I like 1% per week. That comes to 50% per year. Okay, where I went to school, 50% is a little bit more. Okay, flash frozen, sorry about that. But let's take a look at BCE. BCE. Again, another monthly. Okay, 34.36. Okay, the 34.36. Okay, it's going. The 34s are going for 50 cents. Okay, but I'm losing 36 cents right off the top. You take 36 off of the 54, and you leave with 14 cents. Okay, so I'm going to buy it at 34.36. Okay, sell the 34s, because that's the closest strike price to the money, and make 14 cents for 4 weeks. Divide that by 4, that's 3.5 cents per week on a $34 stock. 3.5 cents on a $34 stock. That is 0.1%. That's 0.1% per week. All right, I really do appreciate the the interaction, but I'd really prefer weekly options and 20 years or more of increased dividends. Okay, so sorry about that, flash frozen. I don't mind. I really don't mind being wrong. I really don't when I'm wrong. Okay, 4 quarters, 5-year lows. Okay, to use a monthly. Thank you, Michael. BCE as well. I already looked at that one. All right, thanks, Al. You're right about that. Hey, L.A. Sanders is here. What are you looking for? What do you think of Apple next week? We'll take a look at Apple in a minute, Mark. But I'm helping out Mr. I don't even know what the hell his name is anymore. Mark. Who was that just suggested those two? Flash frozen. Okay, so flash frozen. You know what? If those two stocks work for you, hey, more power to you. Okay, but BCE is going for 33.71 at the moment. Okay, that was the last trade. Okay, 33.71 was the last trade. The bid, 33.65. The ask, 34.36. The closest strike price is the 34. It's going for 50 cents, but you're losing 34 cents right off the top. So what are you making up? What are you making up? Sorry, 36 cents off the top. You take 36 off of that 50 that you're collecting, and it leaves you with 16 cents. Okay, 16 cents, 0.16, and you divide it by 34 equals 0.001, and I can divide that by 4 because I'm holding it for 4 weeks. Divide that by 4. Whoops. Yeah, that's absolutely horrible. A flash frozen suggested. No, Michael, he's not suggested from suggest. He's not banned from asking more stocks. But I would appreciate it if you just stay within the parameters. Okay, the parameters are 20 years of increased dividend. I'll even look at 10 to 15 years of increased dividends. Okay, if you have a decent stock that has 15 years of increased dividends, I'll take a look at it. Okay, but I've been doing this since early January, and I've only added 2 stocks. Okay, you guys have, not you guys in particular, but I got a book full of. Here's 1 week. It's all the stocks you guys have suggested. That's 1 week. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Okay, here's some more right there. 8 days. Up. Here's some more right there. Up. Another one. Another page. Another page. Another page. Oops. I did all those. Oh, look at it. There's some more right there. Okay, out of all these stocks you guys have suggested, All right, I've only added 2 to my list. Okay, and my list is kind of strict. 20 years or more of increased dividends. Okay, 20 years or more of increased dividends, because I want to make sure, worst case scenario, that I'm getting higher and higher dividends every year. That's the worst case scenario. If I have to hold on to a stock, I want to make sure I'm getting paid. That's it. Don't get me wrong, I love the premiums, I do, and I like to have weekly options. This company here, it has monthly options, and you can see the monthly options in this one. At 34 cents, you're collecting 50. I'm losing 36 cents right at the top. I'm only collecting 14 cents. Why would I do that? There are other companies that have better returns. Now, don't get me wrong, there might be some lovely people working at this company. I have nothing against those people whatsoever. You know, they're doing their job. They're going to work. They're helping out the American economy, which is great. It's awesome. But that's not where I want to put my money. Sorry. How many simultaneous stocks are you holding in this method? Well, that's an interesting question. At this moment, this is all my stocks for this year so far that I've already bought this year. Okay, Macy's, Kohl's, General Motors, Emerson Electric, Comcast, Capital One, Alcoa, Morgan Stanley, Baxter. Baxter was nice. Mosaic, Best Buy, Southwest Airlines, so on and so forth, all the way down the list. But simultaneously, whoops, where am I? This account had 6 positions this week. Okay, out of those 6 positions, I'm taking 2 of them into next week, Comcast and Walgreens. My other account, which, I don't have open today, because I have 5 different accounts. I only share 2 with you guys. And what am I looking at on Monday? I'm looking at Comcast, Walgreens, and what else are we looking at on Monday? I had it written down yesterday. Go back to yesterday's list. Here we go. Up for consideration for next week, right here. Why don't we go over those? Okay, Mikey. Ready? Here we go. Paramount. Now, Paramount already paid its dividend, so I don't know if that's going to be a good contender. Yeah, Paramount. How about we do this? How about we take a look at Warren Buffett's list, see what he's got. There you go. American Express, Bristol Myers Squibb, Globe Life, USB, and Mondelez. Let's take a look at some of those. MDLZ. MDLZ. Oh, see that? You got weekly options. Okay. 72.62. The 73s are going for 15 cents. Yeah, no, that one's not going to work. Got USB. We'll take a look at that one also. The 44s going for 24 cents. Nah, I don't like that one either. All right, the 43.50s. The 43.50s are going for 25. Yeah, no. What else was there? USB, American Express, AXT, 226. The 225s are going for 2.5. I'm losing $1.50. The minutes are 1.5. No, that's not going to work either. James is the best weekly dividend trader on the planet, period. I wouldn't say that. You know, I'll quote some Socrates for you. All I know is that I know nothing. Okay, that was Socrates. Oh, was that? No, it wasn't Marcus Aurelius. I'm pretty sure it was Socrates or Plato. Okay, so American Express is another no. Bristol Myers Squibb, BMY, 52, 52s are, okay, well, the 52s are close. Okay, well, let's take a look at Bristol Myers Squibb, BMY. All right, a year ago, way over here, here's the high, here's the low, and it was a year ago, here it is now. Okay, fine. Ozark, OZK. I'm going to write OZK on the list. OZK. All right, so 8 OZKs on the list. We'll take a look at that in a minute. Fascinating football videos. Cool, we'll take a look at that one. Bristol Myers Squibb. A year ago, we were at 66.70. Okay, we had a high of the year at 70.91, oh, 70.96, somewhere in that area. From there, she drops down, way down to here. Not quite the bottom of the year, but that's a big drop. From 71 down to 48. That's a big drop. Okay, so anyway, the last 90 days, right? Here we go. Last 90 days, right there. Okay, so 90 days ago today, it's 3 months ago. Okay, 3 months ago we were at 48.75. Now at the end of the year, we were at 53.46. Okay, this is the end of the year right here. This little dotted line. Okay, the end of the year. Okay, from there we drop down to the 90-day bottom, 47.56. Okay, last 30 days. Okay, 30 days ago today, we were at, opened up at 51.40. OPCH. All right, Tim, I'll look at it, but I can tell you right now it's not on my list. OPCH. Okay. We'll take a look. All right, so 30 days ago, we opened up at 51.40. 2 days later, we're at the 30-day bottom at 50.15. Now, 2 weeks later, PayPal's a definite no. And I need the ticker symbol. Right, Hacker9, I need the ticker symbol, not the name of the company. 2 weeks later, we're at the 30-day high, 55.04. Got you a little bit of profit taken. Then she goes sideways. Okay, went sideways for the last week. OPCH, no dividends. Thank you, Michael. TLRY. What is TRLY? TLRY. I know. Someone look up that one real quick while I'm doing this. Okay, she went sideways for the last week. So we're sitting at 51.93. Tilray. Okay, I don't know what Tilray is. No dividends. Thanks, Winner 86. That way, what the last thing I need to do. Okay, what does Bristol Myers Squibb do usually? This is what this year looks like. January she dropped. Mid-February all the way up to that. Nice movement in March. See that? Bottomed out in February. Nice movement in March. This is the seasonality, how it's done over the past 10 years. Too new. Yeah, thanks for that, Al. Okay, so what do we expect for the next couple of weeks? Slight upward. Okay, from where we are today, right here, slight upward for the next 2 weeks. Okay, I like that. Bristol Myers Squibb, not bad. Let's go back to a standard chart. Okay, sideways. We got a bid of 51.94 and an ask of 52.07. Now, did anybody catch that? The last trade, 51.93. The bid, 51.94. The ask, 52.07. Okay, market maker's going to try to push it up on Monday. So at the 52, that's going for 53 cents. Okay, just barely 1%, just barely, not quite, but close. Okay, it's close, it's not quite there, but it's close. All right, that being said, it doesn't really make it. All right, Marvel. Let's look at Marvel again. Some new people here. Oops. MRVL. Okay, Marvel. It's 3 weeks out. So we have the dividend coming out. So we can jump in and see what it does. Okay, Marvel is paying 6 cents. Wow, that's horrible. Okay, MRVL. $66 stock and they're only paying 6 cents. Okay, but let's take a look at the numbers. Alrighty, So Marvel, MRVL, for those of you guys wanting to figure out why can't I get 1% per week, well, let's take a look at Marvel. A year ago, we were at 42.54. The bottom was the end of April, 36.59. Okay, she jumped up to a trading range right here between 58 and 62. Goes sideways for a couple months, drops back down. Let's look at the last 90 days right about there. Whoops, too far. There, okay. They make up for the dividend for the premium. Oracle. Ooh, I haven't done ORCL in a while. ORCL, Oracle. We'll take a look at that in a little bit, all right, SAG? Okay, right now we're looking at Marvel, MRVL. Make up for the dividend and the premium. All right, so Marvel, 90 days ago today, which was 3 months ago, was at 55.57. They bottomed out on the beginning of January at 50.35. Now, the 90-day high is the same as the 30-day high. And that's 85.68. Let's look at the last 30 days. Okay, now why do I want to look at the last 30 days? Well, I kind of want an idea of how it's moving. Oh, excuse me. I want to have an idea of how it's moving. Okay, so it went sideways for a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days to the upside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days to the downside. Okay, so our 30-day high is here. Okay, and our 30-day low is here. Okay, so we're up 3 days since the 30-day bottom. I lost my MRVL. Okay, well, yeah, but Michael, the nice thing about it is you can buy it again. Let's take a look at the numbers for Monday. Because the dividend's coming up in 3 weeks. And you still have time to play it again. Okay, not that you can't play it again. So the last trade was 66.54. Makes me wonder. Okay, 66.54 is the last trade. 66.11 by 66.50. Is that market maker trying to push it down or what? Oh, Jen, you got greedy on Marvel. I don't think, do I? I don't know if I have Marvel. Anyway. Okay, so anyway, the 67s are going for a $1.13. Do you hear that, Michael? It's going for $1.13. So you take a $1.13, all right, and you divide it by the purchase price, 66.50, and that's 1.69 for the week. And if it goes up, you get the difference between the 66.50 and the 67, which is an additional 50 cents. Okay, I love it when the numbers work. Okay, now the question you have to ask yourself, do I like Marvel to buy it? Okay, so that's number one question. It's like, never buy something you're not willing to hold on to for a long period of time. So how long are you going to hold on to it? You really don't know. Okay, you can hold on to it for a week, get bought out. Okay, you might even want to look at the 66 or the 65s. Okay, for the fun of it, let's take a look at the 65s. 2 strikes in the money. Okay, 65s are going for 221. Okay, 221. Okay, now at 65, we'd be losing $1.50. So subtract $1.50. And that still gives us 71 cents. So 71 cents divided by 66.50. That's still 1%. That's 2 strikes in the money. Okay? Would you say there's still a run-up even if it's low dividend like 6 cents? Well, yeah, there's always a run-up, usually. Okay, Hunter, you're looking for the Forex people. That's not here. I'm sorry, dude. You know, okay, the euro against the US dollar, yeah, that's Forex. I tried Forex once. I didn't like sitting in front of the computer for a long time. Now, I'm sitting here teaching you guys, okay, but normally when I'm trading, I'm only 15, 20 minutes max. Okay, that's usually Monday and Friday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's usually less than 10 minutes. Okay, so even 2 strikes in the money, okay? 66.50, You sell the 65s. So what's going to happen at 65? The stock can go up, you make your money. The stock can stay the exact same, make your money. It can even go down a little bit and still make your money. What would be better strategy to start out for a beginner trader? Well, if you're a beginner trader, you have to ask yourself a bunch of different questions, and I don't know what those answers are. Okay, number one is, what's your plan? What's your goals? Why are you doing it? How much time do you have to do it? Okay, what do you expect out of it? And how old are you? I'm 60. I'm not looking for capital appreciation. I'm not looking for a stock that's going to go from here up to here. I'm not. I want stocks that go flat and do absolutely nothing. I like boring old grandma stocks because I'm my grandfather. You can call me an old man. I really don't care. Okay, but I want stocks that do absolutely nothing. Safe, predictable, consistent, 1% per week. That's all I'm looking for. All right, now 1% per week does come to over 50% per year, which a lot of people are having a hard time with that number. Okay, may buy again this week. All right, Al, I might buy it again this week too. I'm 24. I plan to become financially independent and use it to profit in my life. Well, that's great. However, this is slow people stuff. This is old people. We're looking for 1% per year. 1% per week. Okay, that's 50% per year. You're 24. You have a long way to go, dude. You do. Okay, you can go for those new stocks that promising you everything and delivering whatever. Okay, the new Tesla, the new Nvidia, the new Blockbuster Video, the new Netflix. That new stuff that goes from here up like that. You have time to do that. You have time to make mistakes. I don't. Okay, mine is predictable, boring, and flat. Okay, I like stocks that look like this. Hold on a second. Okay, you see that? That's 10 years worth of movement. It's basically like a flat line. That's what a doctor hates to see when he's operating on a person. Flat line. I love seeing flat line. Why? Because it's no big ups, no big down. My money's basically safe. It's not going anywhere, but you know what it is? Check a look at this. If I buy it at the current price, $66.50, I can sell it to someone else at $67, which is 50 cents more than I paid for it, and still collect $1.13. Now, I know $1.13 doesn't sound like a lot to somebody like you because you're only 24, but that's more than 1% for the week. Okay, more than 1% for the week, and you multiply that out by the year. Well, let's do it real quick. 113. Okay, that would be my profit. Okay, if I buy it for $66.50, sell it to someone. Okay, I don't sell it for someone. Okay, I sell a covered call, which gives somebody the right to buy it from me if it goes above 67 by next Friday. If it doesn't, I'll just take it into next week and I'll do the exact same thing. But however, I'm collecting 113 per share first thing Monday morning, and I just paid $66.50 for it. $66.50. Next, give me a grand total of 1.69%. That's 1.7. Okay, so you take 1.7 for 1 week, you multiply that by 52 weeks, and it gives you a grand total of 88% per year. You're doubling your money every 14 months. I could live with that, doubling my money every 14 months, but I don't double my money in 14 months because I live off my premiums. Okay? I live off the money that I make on a weekly basis. So my account doesn't really grow that fast. What stock is that? My screen is too small. Oh no, that is Marvel, MRVL, and no, it's not the comic. That's why when I first saw it, I thought that was the comic book, but no, it's not. Oh, Marvel, yes. All right. So anyway, I hope that helped you out, because you're 24 years old. You got a long way to go, Hunter. You do. But hey, I applaud you for being here and taking a look at alternative ways of investing. What is the capital you need to trade if you want 1% per week? Did you really just ask that question? Okay, 1% of $10 is 1%. 1% of $50 is 1%. 1% of $100 is 1%. 1% of 1,000 is 1%. 1% of 1,000,000 is 1%. It doesn't matter what you start out with, okay? But the more you start out with, the less your commissions are going to impact your returns. If you start out with a small amount, you still got to pay a commission, depending on where you go. Now you have like Robinhood, M1 Finance, Acorn, Webull, a couple of those trading apps on a phone where you don't have to pay commissions, but you do have to pay a small fee. All right. Now that small fee does eat into the profits. So the more consistency you have, let's for the fun of it, let's check this out. You'll love this one. Let's go to here, and I'm going to pull up this little doohickey. It's called a weekly compound interest calculator. Okay, for this I will do one thing for you. You ready? I'm going to move to the side. All right, hold on. I'm going to move to the side, and I'm going to do that right there. Okay. I never hated commissions as much as I do now. All right, so Hunter Fletcher, you ready for this? All right, now I'm going to zoom into this. All right, hold on, can I do this? Yep. Yeah. All right, back here. Come on, back. Come on. Let's go back there. And right there. All right, can you see that? All right. I don't know if you can see that okay. All right, that's my compound interest calculator. All right, so what we're going to do, let's start out with $100. All right, okay, we're going to start out with just $100, and then we're going to deposit, let's say, $10 a week. $10 a week, and we're going to do it at 1% per week. Okay, 1% per week. Deposit frequency. Okay, deposit frequency. Okay, $100, and we're going to input $10 a week at 1%. Deposit's going to be weekly, and then let's do it for, let's say, 10 years. 10 years. Compute savings. Okay, your investment is $5,300. But look at how much you're up to. $193,000. Okay, that's starting out with $100, $10 a week at 1%. Okay, for 10 years, you're going to be at almost $200,000. $193,315. That's at $10. Let's say you put it into here comes the fun part. Okay, this part's fun. Just investing another dollar. Let's say $11. Okay, $11. See what it changes. Okay, one extra dollar over a 10-year period, you're up to $210,000. Okay, but you've only invested $5,800. Why don't you do it? Well, I do it. What do you think I'm doing? Okay, so if I started out with $1,000 and invested a week, $11 a week, now I'm up to $369,000. Okay, that's the beauty of compound interest. And this calculator was designed for weekly compound interest and the ability to add to it. Now let's make this thing smaller so I don't look so freaking huge. Uh-oh. Come on. Oh. Get back here. It's not working. Oh no. All right, there we go. All right, that's better. So that's compound interest calculated on a weekly basis. At 1%, yes, correct. R&B goal is 1% per week. Yep, thank you for that. All right, let's go back to, where were we? Splash page right there. All right, let's go back to the charts. All right. So as you can see, this one right here, Marvel, was giving 1.69. That's like 1.7%. So if you change that calculations to 1.7%, that's just freaking, the numbers are ridiculous the way you do it. PayPal saving, if DFCI included 4 point, okay. Interest compounding daily. Yeah, no, it's not compounding daily, I'll tell you that much. Okay, so anyway, what did we want to look at next? Oh, someone said Oracle. Let's take a look at Oracle. ORCL. Oracle. Now, when does Oracle pay their dividend? ORCL. The 9th. Check that out. The 9th of April. Okay, so that's 3 weeks away. So we have 3 weeks to play with Oracle, see what it does. Let's take a look at the numbers. 127.60, the 128s are going for not 1%. The 127s are going for 170. Take 60 cents off, that's only $1. Yeah, that's not even 1%. Sorry. I gotta change this back, it's driving me nuts. Sorry, guys. Come on. All right, see the 3 cameras, I want them to be the same. I mean, 4.3% interest paid monthly, but on daily compound. Yeah, you got to check that again. It's 4.3% annual compounded. Okay, 4.3% per year. So if you take $100 and put it in there for a year, let it sit there, after a year, you have $104.30. Okay, yeah, it's compounded. And then the year after that, you get interest on $104.30. Okay, I have no idea what that means. I have no idea what that means. Anyway, so Oracle doesn't look good. Okay, the numbers. Okay, you hear me say a few things over and over again. And one of them, it's all about the numbers. Oh, we had to have one. We had to have one for the evening. There we go. I thought I was going to go for a whole evening without blocking anyone. But there you go. Over 1 year, I made 1.4 million. Well, that's awesome, Hunter. Then why are you here? Okay, if you made over 1.4 million, why are you looking for this strategy? Okay, if you can't live off of 1.4 million a year, I can't really help you out, dude. Anyway, what else do we want to look at? Okay, that was Marvel. Oracle didn't look that good. How about DVN? That's up on the list. No, I was watching a guy that made that. I'm trying to do the same thing. Oh, well, how did he do it? Did you ask? Okay, because the interesting thing is, I usually don't tell people what I make because everybody starts out at a different point. You know, there's 103 people here, and I'm pretty confident that none of us have the exact same plans starting out with the exact same amount of money. So I have a certain amount of money, and I make 1% off of my money. I do, and I'm happy with that. Al, he's making 1.3 this week. He made 2 point something last week and 3 something the week before that. I really don't care how much money he makes. I care about the percentage because, you know, 1% of 100,000 is $1,000. Okay, great. 1% of a million is $10,000. Okay, so it's all relevant. 1% is 1%. So if you're making 50% per year and you're starting out with $100, you're making $50. If you're starting out with $100,000, you're making you're making $50,000. If you're starting out with a million, you're making $500,000. Okay, I like to use percentages because I don't want people to feel bad about hey, I'm making this much and you're making that much, because numbers can get very intimidating. But 1% is 1%, and a lot of people can understand that. How do taxes affect your earnings? On how do you plan ahead for quarterly payments? That's an awesome question. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to suggest you talk to a tax strategist. Okay, yeah, I make a nice amount, about 50% a year for over the past 15 years, okay, with this particular strategy, and my taxes are between me and my tax strategist and the IRS. Okay, so there are ways where you can eliminate your taxes. What tool are you using on the screen? It's not a tool. This is Thinkorswim. It's a trading platform from Charles Schwab. Okay, so you can go to Charles Schwab, open up an account there and say, hey, I want to download Thinkorswim onto my computer and use that. Because I like Thinkorswim. Everything I want is right there. It has the seasonality charts, it has the trigger trades, it has a whole bunch of perks that I really like. I'm sorry, but there is no way you're making 50% a year for 15 years. All right, SAG. I love it when people challenge me. Let's see how you can add. Okay, this right here, Mr. SAG, is my actual trades for the year. My actual trades for the year. Okay, week number 1, okay, CVS, Ford, General Motors, Macy's, okay. Here's the buys, and here's the sells, okay. They're right there. Here's the timestamps, okay. The timestamps are right here. It tells you exactly when I did the trade, okay. Okay, sell, sell, buy, sell, right there. Check the numbers yourself. Okay, that's week number 1. 2.1% for week number 1. 2.1%. Okay, week number 2, same thing. Ford, Lowe's, Clorox, General Motors, Macy's. 1.3%. Okay, so if you have a challenge about reading numbers, okay, now, as of this year so far, in this one particular account, I'm up at 21%. We're not even in the second quarter yet. Still in the first quarter. 21.06. Okay, right here, okay, every single trade I made. Okay, New York Community Bank, Kohl's, Lowe's, CVS, US Bank. It tells you what the profit I made for each one. Okay, profit from there and the positions that I have. Okay, you want to take the time and read, be my guest. Okay, now, just for the fun of it, because I like picking on people like this. Let's go back to YouTube, just for the fun of it. All right, YouTube. Okay, this is my channel on YouTube. Videos. The oldest video. Look at this. 11 years ago. This one right here. 11 years ago. That's my daughter. And that's me. That's me right there. 11 years ago. Okay? Okay, personally, really don't care whether you believe me or not. Okay? It's all about the numbers. If the numbers work, I'll do it. If the numbers don't work, I don't do it. I average 1% per week. Safe, secure, predictable, consistent, 1% per week. Okay, if you can't add, I can't help you out with that one. All right. The way you don't have to worry about quarterly payments. Well, Telly does. I do the same. Cool for you, Telly Dubs. All right. You know, it's nice to know that other people are doing this too. So, what were we going at? Where were we next? Okay, so we were just looking at Oracle. Now, Oracle at the 127 is going for 169. That's just a little bit less than 1%. Do I really want to do it? Maybe not. Do you aim for 1 or 2% per week? All right, Teledubs, I aim for 1% per week. I like it to be on the safe side. I would prefer to go in a couple of strikes in the money just so that I'd be in and out by Friday. Okay, in on Monday, out by Friday. Do you believe the market is overvalued? Well, it all depends. It depends on how you look at it. You know, it is what it is. What was I looking at today? Oh, I closed it. Damn it. See if I can do this. Open up documents. Documents. No, not that one. Nope, not that one, not that one, not that one. Not that one, not that one. No. Downloads? Nope. I just did one earlier today. Excel. It went over the last 100 years. I don't have to believe, James. I believe my own results, this strategy. Oh, thank you for that, Albert. And you're doing rather well, Albert. You know, and you've only been doing this for a couple of weeks. Sunshine, how are you doing? What flag is that from? Sunshine. Okay, James, do you do your sell the same time as buying it? Yes, I do. Out of 100%, how big are your trades? You personally use 60 to 85% every trade. Now, no, my trades are usually 20%. Okay, so if I have 5 stocks, it's 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%. If I have 4 stocks, it's 25, 25, 25. Sunshine from Dominican Republic. I've been there. Ocho Rio and Runaway Bay. Oh, I love those. Favorite job I ever did. They flew me out to Ocho Rio and, no, it wasn't Runaway Bay. And I installed an aquarium at the Hedonism 3. Flew me out there for a week. I got to stay there. All expenses paid for a whole week. It was awesome. Where did you spend my career? I had a manufacturing company. I manufactured artificial coral reefs for museums and aquariums. That's Jamaica. Yes, I love Jamaica. It was awesome. Funny thing is that when you're in the resort, it's great. But when you have to go in town, they actually had to send security guards with me to go into town. Because I was like, oh, I don't even know how you explain it. It was like reversed. It was like reversed. I was the only white person for miles. All right, you're saying you make 50% a year. You would be a multimillionaire. Hey, SAG, I love it when people tell me how to spend my money and how to spend my life. I have enough to keep myself comfortable. I meant 1%. What percentage of your balance? I lower my rise by stocks. I pick and find what I've been able to grow. All right, that's interesting. All right, so hypothetically speaking, all right, let's go back. Let's go back to this for a second. All right, oops, down here. Okay, this account here. Okay, account number one. I started out with 117 at the beginning of the year, January. Okay, so if you look, week number one has 5 positions. Okay, so 98% of all the money was invested. Week number two had five positions also. Okay, week number 3, 5 positions. Week number 4, 5 positions. Week number 4, 4 positions. So 98% of my money is invested at all times. So if you have a balance of 100,000, you use about $80,000 per trade. Does that make sense? No, wait, 100,000. I will invest 98% of it. What? Oh, do you trade with a cash account or margin account? Oh, that's a good question. Hence the reason for the 2 accounts. Okay, account number 1, all cash. Account number 2, margin. Just to give you an idea of what the return difference is between the cash and margin. Okay, cash account's up 21% for the year so far. Margin account is up 45% for the year. But I do not suggest you do a margin account because that's borrowed money. Okay, in the past I have lost money with borrowed money because when it goes up you make $2 for every dollar move. When it goes down you lose $2 for every dollar move. Okay, and you don't lose the margin money, you lose your own money. Why pick 5 stocks if you're not 1 out of 5 if you believe in the theory? Okay, yeah, well, buddy, it don't work every time. Really, it don't. Okay, where we go? Week number 4, 0.9%. Had 5 positions, I only made 0.9. Didn't make my 1% that week. Week number 3, I made 0.85. It doesn't work every time. So if I have 5 positions, all right, this week I had 6 positions. Okay, 4 of them are gone, so I'm only bringing 2 into next week. Okay, 6. So 4 out of the 6 got called out, so I'm bringing 2 into next week. What is the derivative? You're asking the wrong question. Wow, margin account sounds risky. Margin account is risky. Now, I've been doing it for 20 years, so it doesn't bother me. What do you think about UTLY? UTLY. Let's go check that out. UTLY. Utility Service Corporation. You couldn't find that symbol. UTLY. Yeah, UTLY isn't a stock symbol. Oh, ULTY. Okay. ULTY. ULTY. Yield Max ETF. They have no options, so that's a no. All right, see? No options. It's a no. Pretty sure it's free to open Charles Schwab account. Yes, it is. What about Verizon? VZ. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure I did Verizon already. I guess not. All right, anyway, let's go back to here. All right, Verizon, VZ. Okay, they got their dividend on the 9th of April, which is 3 weeks away. Gives us plenty of time to jump in and see what it's doing. They give 1% monthly, SK. Abbott Labs is on the list. Yeah, hold on a second. Who gives 1% monthly, SK? All right, which stocks do you usually trade? Yeah, I have 150 that I usually trade. All right, let's take a look at Abbott Lab. That's ABBT. ABT. All right, let's take a look at Abbott Labs in a second. SKV dividend is about 6% or 0.5% for the year. V is Visa, not Verizon. Verizon is VZ. Okay, we'll take a look at Visa, because Visa is on the list also. All right, right now we're taking a look at Verizon. Verizon has a 66-cent dividend. Okay, now, okay, here's the chart. High, low, where was it a year ago? Where is it now? All right, so let's take a little bit deeper of a look. Okay, a year ago we're at 37.29. The bottom of the year was 30.11, and that was the beginning of October. Okay, and the top of the year was 43.18. That was the end of January. So let's look at the last 90 days. Last 90 days, right there we go. 90 days ago, we're at 37.41. A couple of weeks later, we got the 90-day bottom at 36.47, and that was the middle of December. Does Charles Schwab allow cash accounts? Yes, they do. I would suggest you get a cash account. Don't use margin. Don't use margin until you've been doing it for years and you understand the risks. You don't ever do anything unless you understand the risks. Rule number 1, don't ever buy anything you do not want to hold for a long period of time. Rule number 1. Rule number 2, never sell for a loss. That's pretty good rules, I think. Okay, last 30 days. 30 days ago today, we opened up at 40.75. Yes, Al, you can also do a paper trading account there. Good night, everyone. Good night, Jen. See you tomorrow. Thank you for your rules. Oh, I have a lot more rules. Remember, this trading strategy was created for my 9-year-old daughter when she was 9. I will get a cash account as well. Well, I suggest you don't invest anything until you paper trade for a while and you're consistently winning. Okay? Paper trade for a while. It doesn't cost anything. I've been trading for over 20 years and I still paper trade. I come up with new trading strategies all the time, and I want to practice before I put real money into it. Okay, so yeah, I still paper trade after 20 years. Okay, and there's a few people here that actually joined my morning trading group. Now we have a morning trading group where we actually do live trading. A lot of them are doing paper trades until they get good at it. Okay, once you get good at it, then you can put the money, because the market's been around for 400 years. It ain't going anywhere. Can you show us how to do the option buy, sell on a stock? Yeah, I'll show that in a second. Okay, so 30 days ago, we opened up at 40.75. A day later, we were at 41.15, and that was the high of the 30-day period. Do you keep your calls close to at the money? Yes, I do. Okay, I want to buy it for $1, I want to sell it for $1, and I want to collect the premium. Okay, because that's where the highest return on your dollar is, at the money. Okay, the 30-day bottom was last Friday, not yesterday, but last Friday. And that was 39.13. So there's been 5 days to the upside. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, although Friday was a high, it did drop down. I did paper trading for a while before trading with real money. Al, that's a great plan. That's what I suggest everyone do. So do you really care for being assigned, or do you just buy it back? No, I don't. I want to be assigned. Okay, all right, hold on, just hold tight for a second, all right? Now, the last trade was 40.37, okay? The bid, 40.32, the ask, 40.35. Okay, so the 40.50 is the current at the money price. It's not 1% though. Okay, and even now I'm still using a portion of what I ultimately might take the account balance to. Okay, that works. Now, to answer your question, clip index. Verizon doesn't really work for next week. It doesn't, because the number just doesn't work. Okay? At 40.35, the 40.50 is going for 27 cents. It's not 1%. But you know what is? Walgreens. Let's take a look at Walgreens for a second, and I'll explain it to you. I'll actually show you a trade. WBA, which is Walgreens. It's 11:17, so this is going to be the last one, because the wife's coming up for her last cigarette of the night, and then I crawl into bed with her, and we just fall asleep quietly into unconsciousness land. She's giving me a weird look.
I'm already there.
You're already there. All right, so I'm going to show you in a second an actual trade. So WBA is Walgreens. WBA. Now, even though Walgreens paid its dividends a couple of weeks ago, I still own Walgreens because it hasn't hit my exit target yet. But I don't mind holding on to it because rule number one, never buy something you do not plan to hold for the long time. Okay, and nat gas, no.
You
Okay,
know
so
why? Walgreens' computer crashed and they can't fill prescriptions for the last 4 weeks.
Okay, their computer system crashed and they can't fill prescriptions. That's what the wife says. She's a pharmacist. Well, she works in a pharmacist's office. She's retired. She works in the pharmacist's office just to get her out of the house. All right, anyway, so Walgreens, a year ago. Okay, a year ago, the high, the low, and where we are now. That's the first thing I want to see. High, low, where we are now. Okay, so high a year ago was 36.58. She drops down to a bottom of 1961. That was the end of November. The last 30 days, right here. Okay, 30 days ago, we opened up at 21.62. The high of the 30-day period was the very next day at 21.93. Took about a week and a half to drop to the bottom of the 30-day period. Okay, and that was 20.42. Okay, the high is right here. It drops down to the low right here. All right, she goes up a little bit, pulls back, and goes sideways. So she's right now going sideways. All right, now I already own it, so I don't mind. Now I'm into it at 21.62. Now, for those who don't know, we're at 20.58. I bought it at 21.62. So I own it way up here. Okay, I got it months ago. Okay, so this is what my exit price is here. I ain't getting rid of it anytime soon based on this crap. However, I am going to sell the 21.50. Okay, the 21.50 come Monday, 21.50 is going for 47 cents a share. Now, let's get out our calculator. Clear. Okay, 47 cents a share. I own it at 21.62. Divided by 21.62, and that gives me a grand total of 2.1%. Okay, now I've had this thing for over 8 weeks. Let's go back here. Account statement, put in WBA, and let's go back right there. We go. All right, so let's get that out of there. Okay, here's my WBA holdings. All right, let's go slide over this way, see if you can see this. Was exit price based off the buy? Of course it is based off of. If I bought it at 21.67, I'm not going to sell it for anything less than 21.67. But right now it's at 20. What? It's at $20 and something. So I'm not going to sell it for a while. Okay, so I bought it at the beginning of February. Okay, and then it didn't hit my target first week. It didn't hit my target second week, third week, fourth week, fifth week, sixth week, seventh week, eighth week, or ninth week. Okay, 9 weeks I've had it. Okay, now look at all the premiums I've collected. 35, 35, 20, 12, 17, 35, 46, 27, 12. Granted, they're not all over 1%, but if you add all of these up together, okay, divided by the 9 weeks that I've held it, and you add the dividend into it, because I collected that already, then I'm still over 1% every single week with Walgreens. I have no problem holding on to Walgreens. Go to any major city in the whole United States, there's a Walgreens. All right. What stock are you talking about? Walgreens? Didn't I just say Walgreens? WBA. Walgreens. Jay Finder, how you doing, sir? You just got here late, and I'm just getting ready to wrap up for the evening. Okay, I've been here since 9 o'clock. So, as Walgreens, okay, I have no problem whatsoever holding on to Walgreens. Just for the fun of it, where am I with Walgreens? WBA, yeah, all right. Is what it is. Let's go back to here and here. All right, so wife's just done with her cigarette, so that's time to go for the evening. You guys, it's been fun, it's been enjoyable, all that kind of nice, neat, fun stuff. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. I'm trying to get to 10,000. Once I get to 10,000, I can use the
Like, comment,
TikTok.
subscribe.
Well, what is that damn thing? The TikTok platform. I forget what they call it.
TikTok.
No. There's a certain platform that I need 10,000 people in order to be able to use. Studio. The TikTok Studio. I need 10,000 subscribers in order to be able to use it. Yep. Thank you, Nutty. That's what it is, the TikTok Studio. What are you going to want to go live again? Tomorrow night, 9 o'clock. Every night, 9 o'clock for the last, what is it, 85 days so far? 80 days? She doesn't want to talk about it. Good night. Hoping you're enjoying your weekend so far. Yep, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, you guys have a great night, and I'll see you again tomorrow night. Stop.